What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another spring feature. With spring sports canceled due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we here at CUNYAC are spotlighting student athletes once a week during the spring semester, highlighting their accomplishments, talking about their experience at the collegiate level, and what they've been up to over the past year in 2020. I'm your host, Eldridge Chavez. You can catch the spring feature every Friday here on our website, cunyathletics.com, as well on our YouTube channel, CUNY Athletic Conference, as well on our social media feeds by searching CUNY Athletics. If you missed any of our features from the fall and winter semesters, please go give it a watch. We have links to all the past features listed below. Now with me today is a senior from York College. She's the captain of the Cardinals softball team, a York Scholar athlete, a York peer mentor for student athletes. She's the York president for the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, as well as the CUNYAC secretary for SAC. Majoring in English, from Queens, New York, please welcome the York Cardinal, Veena Karupen. Veena, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
Please, pleasure is all mine. Again, so first I gotta say congratulations. Your last semester at York. You'll be graduating at the end of the semester. So congratulations to you. It's quite the achievement.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. How's the semester going for you?
It's going pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
awesome, awesome. So let's get right into it. So you transferred. You're originally from Queens College. You transferred after your freshman year. Then you came over to York. What made you decide to study at York?
Because I was going for nursing, so Queens College doesn't really have a nursing program, so I transferred to York. And a bonus to transferring to York was their softball team. So I was
Awesome.
able to do softball as well as pursuing my nursing degree.
Nursing degree. All right, cool. So we'll definitely get into the softball part of the conversation a little later in the interview. But you mentioned nursing, but you switched to English now. You're majoring in English. You're going to pursue a career in education. What made you steer direction from the medical field to the educational field?
So actually, because of the whole COVID situation, it kind of like pushed me back a little.
Hmm.
So I'm putting nursing on a little hold for right now and I'm pursuing English.
Okay. So nursing still, that's something you still want to maybe shoot for in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to go for nursing later on, but just not for right now. Like in a couple of years, yeah, but for right now, I just want to like stay clear of that and like focus on teaching.
Okay. Um, you said it set you back. How did the pandemic set you back into your nursing
Because
career?
I know that with COVID, because I have a little brother and like I also have asthma.
Wow.
So
Okay.
with that, it's kind of like it kind of like just like kind of steered me away because it's like I kind of have those risks as well, and I don't
Hmm.
want to COVID into my household.
Yeah.
So that kind of like pushed me back a little because I know that I will have to do clinicals and be around other people and be in a hospital setting, and that kind of
Yeah.
pushed me back.
No, I get it. So precautionary reasons.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, understandable, 100%. And that's a big sacrifice on your end to really literally put your ambitions on hold to protect the people around you. So very honorable, and thank you for that. So English is your major now. Again, you're pursuing a career in education. Have you interned anywhere, or have you done anything to prepare yourself in the career of teaching?
Yes, I'm actually a part of CUNY Tutor Corps. So I
Awesome.
tutor um around. It depends on the semester. Sometimes we switch schools.
Yeah.
So right now I'm working for a middle school and it's going pretty good. I love it so much. The kids are amazing. I just love seeing their happy faces when they
Yeah.
finally understand a math topic. It's like so amazing. And it just warms my heart just like tutoring. It's like really nice.
Great. So math, you mentioned math. That's what you're tutoring at the moment.
Yeah, that's what I'm tutoring in math. I've always loved math. I think it's runs in the family, honestly. We're just like all math people. So
Yeah.
math is like pretty cool. I really love it.
Awesome. Awesome. So can you explain to me, you're majoring in English, but you're tutoring math. Was there a thought about maybe just majoring in mathematics?
Yes, definitely. But English kind of came, I guess you could say easily. Like
Hmm.
it kind of like I never would have thought that I would have majored in English.
Yeah.
I was bad in English when I was younger, especially in elementary and middle school.
Yeah, I
I
think
did
we all were. So don't worry about it.
I was so good at math. So
Yeah.
like I always thought that I would major in math, but then I don't know what happened. Like I just like really loved English. Like I just loved writing poetry, writing short stories, writing plays, and it just really like it brought up my creative side. And I
Yeah.
never would have thought that I would have majored in English, but it's like you do things that you aren't comfortable with. So I
Mhm.
wasn't comfortable with majoring in English, but I did, and it actually brought that side out of me, like my creative side. So yeah.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad to hear it. So poems, like what kind of poems did you write?
They were more like for classes, creative writing
Okay.
class.
Hmm.
It was like more of like flowers and like just life in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been able to kind of like hone those skills now? During this pandemic, I'm sure you might have been influenced on like the surrounding areas that we're in and the time that we're in. Have you been able to write anything now,
I've been
given all this
writing
free
short
time?
stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
Short stories I've been writing, yeah. They've been going pretty good. I kind of like took from like what I learned in that creative writing class,
Yeah.
and I kind of took that and like details to details, just like writing every single detail, be as specific as possible in my stories. And
Yeah.
that's been
Exactly.
pretty good.
That's great. That's awesome. Glad to hear it. So let's transition a little bit here. I'll say, CUNYAC student athlete. So let's kind of transition it into the sports part of the conversation. You play softball. You're the captain of the softball team, but it's been 2 years since you and the Cardinals took the field. Now, how does that make you feel to know that a big part of your life was put on hold because of the circumstances that we're in right now?
It sucks, honestly. Like, I'm not able to play my senior year. Like, I only got to play 1 year,
Yeah,
and it kind of sucks because like, before the pandemic happened, we literally had a game that weekend. Literally that weekend before we closed, and it
yeah.
sucked that we didn't get to play at least one game. We were only able to practice, but it sucks. But I know that everything happens for a reason. So yeah.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. You're not the first person to mention that, and it's heartbreaking. My heart goes out to you, to the other student athletes who, um, since the freshman year, they kind of built up to kind of have this collegiate career as a student athlete, and to kind of just have the last 2 years just kind of just pulled from underneath their feet. It's unfortunate, and I really do um, empathize with you guys. My apologies. I really wish things could be different, and obviously, as of this recording, it's March 30th. Next week on New York State residents 16 and up can receive the vaccine. And I know the vaccination is kind of a touchy subject, but hopefully, um, in the near future, sports will be back in our lives, at least in the collegiate level. I know professional level, we already have sports going on, and that's always steering in the right foot. So you've been playing softball since high school, and then you played 1 year with the Cardinals. When did you first pick up the glove? When did you start playing baseball? Oh, softball,
I,
excuse me.
I started playing actually my sophomore year of high school, and it was an experience.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do anything. It was my first time picking up a glove, buying a glove,
Wow.
a ball. It was not. I was more of a volleyball player,
Yeah.
but I picked up my glove and it was pretty cool. It scared me a little, but I actually really loved it. It was really nice. I loved everything about it.
That's crazy to hear that you learned your sophomore year in high school. That's not too long ago. I played baseball since little league, and I played all through high school. I didn't give it the chance at the collegiate level. I didn't think my skills met the skill gap between high school and college. So I kind of skipped over college, but to hear that you just picked up the glove, not even what 5 years ago, I guess 6 years ago, and to learn and then adapt and to be part of the York Cardinals, that's awesome. That's great. Like how did you bridge that learning curve so fast?
I don't know. I just kept on practicing all the time. Like even though like we weren't practicing like in school,
Hmm.
I would practice outside of school. So I had a park. I have a park nearby.
Yeah.
Able to go to the park and actually because I have a bat as well. So and I also have a lot of balls as well. So and I have my own glove. So I didn't borrow a glove from coach or anything.
Yeah.
So I was able to go out and actually play by myself. using the wall and just like throwing to the wall, or like
Yeah.
throwing the ball up really high and then like run, like just like sprint to the ball, or like using a cone to like put the ball on top of it and then
Yeah,
battle
that's
from
creative. Yep. Oh,
yeah.
that's good. That's great. What position do you play with York?
I pitch, outfield and also infield.
Which one do you prefer?
I don't know. I like
Yeah, I mean, they all have their perks. Obviously, depending on where you play in the outfield, what position in the outfield do you play?
right fields.
Right field. Okay.
And I
And
play
in the
pitch
infield, I'm sorry, what
and
was that?
then second base.
Second base. Okay.
And then
Um,
also pitch.
yeah, so that's interesting. I played shortstop growing up. I always wanted to be a pitcher. I think that's something that I always envisioned. I always had that, scenario in my head, bottom of the ninth, the closer coming in. I always pictured myself as a closer. I'm a big Yankee fan, so Mariano Rivera, someone who I idolized that pitching wise. So the fact that you get to play outfield, play infield, and pitch, that's awesome. That's great. And again, like kudos to you to learn a sport in such a short amount of time. That's awesome. Um, so as I introduced you, you have a lot of accolades under your belt, and you're involved in so many programs as a student athlete, SAC president for York, CUNYAC SAC secretary, to name, just to name a few. Uh, so what are your roles there, and what do you hope to get out of those experiences?
Definitely just hearing my like just speaking out on like certain situations and like having your voice being heard. Like I would have never thought that I would be a part of like SGA, be a part of SAC, or like
Mhm.
be in these like higher positions and like actually have my voice being heard, like actually speaking out on situations. Um and it's kind of cool that like I get to do this and I actually get to speak out like my mind and like have my voice being heard, because I would have never, if you would have told me this like 10 years ago that I would
Yeah,
be able to do this, I would have never like guessed it, honestly.
that's awesome. So that's great to hear. Always glad to hear someone project a voice, especially something that they felt uncomfortable with at a young age, and to able to kind of move past that, and be able to speak your mind. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad to hear it. So, like I mentioned, you haven't played softball in 2 years because of the pandemic that we're in. And we've been in it for over a year now. I was like over a year. I think it's been maybe 2 weeks since the first case happened in New York State. Um, with everything that's happened in 2020, from COVID, to the racial injustices, what's something that you learned about yourself in the past year that you didn't know existed before?
My passion for working out, actually, like I actually work out pretty much every day,
Yeah.
and I would have never like, yeah, I'm an athlete and like yeah, we work out, but like at home working out is different than like, actually playing and being in school and working out.
Yeah.
I'm able to work out at home and like see my progress. It's kind of crazy, like my progress that I've like had.
Hmm.
Um, but then also being at home, being able to cook all the time, being able to make healthy foods. It's been going pretty good.
That's good. That's great. Yeah, that's something that I've definitely took on myself. I wanted to expand my palate, work on different recipes, different cuisines. That's something that I definitely took in this past year, is just learn to be a better cook. Definitely came a long way from when I first started, where I either had undercooked rice or overcooked rice. So now everything's good. And I'm glad to hear that you changed your workout regimen. Can you talk about that? What's the difference, like from pre-pandemic to now? What's something that you're doing different with your workout regimen?
I actually have like specific days that I have like specific workouts for specific days.
Hmm.
So like let's just say like Monday I do like lower body, Tuesday I'll do upper body, Wednesday I'll do full body. And like I kind of like switch that up, or like I do abs and cardio on Thursdays, and then Fridays I would do I don't know, like probably lower body again.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like switch it up a little bit. So like I would have never like I never used to have specific days. I would just freestyle my workouts, but
Hmm.
now I actually have like specific days where I hit specific spots.
Okay. And did you have any like kind of goals you wanted to reach?
Um, I just wanted to have like a healthier body, honestly. Like
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at like, having a flatter stomach or
Hmm.
like all those different kind of things. I'm more like focusing on my body and like actually like pushing myself to a limit. Like before, like I never really could do a push up, to be honest.
Mhm.
I know it's crazy being a softball player and like not being able to do a push up,
Yeah.
but I could actually do one now.
Awesome.
For all this time, like I've been practicing, and I could actually say that I could do a push up, and like I could do burpees and like 20 in a row, like so like I'm able to do all these different stuff that I didn't even know that I could do.
That's great. No, definitely. You're pushing your body to the limit, and don't feel bad about not being able to do a push up. My girlfriend, who she played volleyball, and I remember recording her trying to do one push up, and yeah, she struggled too. Those are different parts of your body that you're working out. So to be able to not do one and now you could do 20 burpees, that's incredible. I don't think I could do 10 burpees, so don't even feel bad about it. That's awesome. Congratulations, and I'm glad to hear that. Um, so like I mentioned, it's your last semester. Again, congratulations in graduating. So it's your last semester at York. So what's something you're gonna take with you after you graduate?
Something that I'll take with me is just the experience that I've had here. I would have never thought that I would be a part of all of these amazing things. Like I never would have thought that I would win 2 scholarships. I would be able to be a SAC member, or like be
Mhm.
secretary, be president, even be a senator for SGA. Like I would have never thought that I would be able to do this, and the experience that I've had is just amazing. Like having, I just like, I just can't wait for like life after this, because
Yeah,
like I know that I'll definitely be able to carry on all these friendships that I've had, and I just can't wait for life to like go on.
yeah, that's awesome, and I think we're all in agree to that. The fatigue of 2020 definitely has hit us. I'm tired of being cooped up indoors. But like I said again, like the vaccinations here, next week people who are 16 and up could receive the vaccination. Um, I got vaccinated, so I'm happy about that. So that part is in the rear view mirror for me. And for sure, when the time comes, hopefully by end of summer, we'll be on the other side of this and have nothing but good things to look forward to. Veena, thank you so much for joining me today. I do have one more question before I let you go. 10 years from now, where do you see yourself at?
Definitely finishing my nursing degree and being
Yes.
a nurse,
Mhm.
and probably even teaching at the same time.
That's awesome. Yeah. Uh, both, great answers. And again, like that's it's hard to put into words. There's been a lot of sacrifices, obviously, for 2020, and I think you uh, literally putting kind of like your dreams on hold to look out for your family. And that's awesome. And I really do hope and wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. And then I hope you do get to pursue this um, career in the medical field. And again, you'll have your side thing as an educator as well. So you'll definitely be making a difference. And I'm glad to hear it. So do you have any closing remarks to end this conversation with?
Um, just keep keep it up. Like just keep holding on, and just everything will be fine after this. It's definitely gonna not really go away, but it'll definitely get better, and
Yeah.
just keep holding on, because things will get better eventually.
Yeah. Well said. And I believe it 100%. Hopefully this is not something that's going to be with us forever. It might be another kind of like flu situation that we'll have to have a COVID shot and a flu shot every year. But for sure, things will definitely get better. 100%. Thank you, Veena, for so much for being here with me. And thank you all for continuing supporting our spring features. I've been having such a great time getting to know these student athletes on a more personal level. Just a reminder again, the spring features goes up every Friday here on our website, cunyathletics.com, as well on all our social media feeds by searching CUNY Athletics. For Veena Karupen, I'm Eldridge Chavez. Until next time, cheers.
Bye.